If they somehow go on the road to be, in many ways, a rival, but a division foe who's got the best football team roster-wise in the NFL, this becomes a completely different conversation. We are automatically putting him in the groups with the Joe Burrows and the Josh Allens and the Lamar Jacksons and the Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know if anybody's gotten to that group that quickly.
How would you describe what you saw from Jayden Daniels last night?
Stone cold killer.
Yeah.
Jayden Daniels for the Washington Commanders. His brother's the truth.
This season, there has been no shortage of praise for Jayden Daniels in recent months, as his rookie season in 2024 has been one of the greatest in the history of the NFL. Not only has the Washington Commanders quarterback been breaking records like clockwork, but the 2023 Heisman winner has risen to the occasion at every time of asking. And don't just take it from me, as his exploits have been eulogized by some of the sport's greatest players. Because in today's video, NFL legends are going to explain exactly why Jayden Daniels is the greatest rookie of all time. Now, perhaps one of the most fitting ways to just describe how Jayden Daniels has become so good this year in the NFL has to come from one of the greatest college football coaches of all time in, well, Nick Saban.
Since Joe Burrow, which whatever year that was when they beat us, this was the most dominating player that we played against at Alabama for 4 or 5 years. And I said it last year in the draft, you know, all these pro people call and ask your opinion on people you played against. I said, this guy is the best player we played against for 5 years. And I no disrespect to anybody else, you guys got to look at all the quarterbacks, but I think this guy is a great passer. He's fast as hell, and he can scramble and run and make plays. He's smart, he makes good decisions. I don't see how you can go wrong with this guy. And I actually thought he was the best guy in the draft last year because of the production that he had in college, and he did it for 2 years.
And now Saban wasn't the only one stunned by the Heisman winner's fall to second overall, with Hall of Fame wideout Chris Carter unable to hide his true feelings about Daniels in an interview with Stephen A. Smith.
He's the best quarterback in the NFC. No, he's not the best quarterback.
Who is? Say it. It's a rookie. Say it. Say it. Get it out the system. Say it. Say it, man.
Man, there's a kid in Washington.
Thank you.
Special. And I'm going to take you back to this, man.
Okay.
When he was a freshman playing with one of our friends, when he was on Herm's team at Arizona State, he started as a true freshman.
Right.
And you wondered, wow, man, he's awful lean to be a quarterback. Is he going to grow into that body? To me, I always felt like he was a better passer than anyone in college football. And I thought he was the best runner. I thought he was better than Caleb last year, man. I don't know what Chicago was thinking about by not looking at this kid. He rushed for 1,000 yards in college football.
Really?
Threw for over, man,
So
yes.
so you saying if you were the Washington Commanders, you would have took Jayden Daniels with the #1 overall pick?
Yes. Yes. 40 times.
And now as we flip from a current Hall of Famer to a future Hall of Famer, the New York Jets wide receiver Davante Adams has been a long admirer of Washington's #5, and he isn't afraid to let it be known.
Like a different type of veteran feel back there. I mean, the kid's just sitting in the pocket, dialing it up, waiting for stuff to develop, hitting open receivers, and then running the ball and running through people, doing a little bit of everything. It looks literally just like his Heisman year. And this is exactly why I wanted him in Vegas. I don't know if I would have ever had to leave Vegas if we would have been able to make that happen. But when you are the best talent in the draft, you're not going to drop past, wherever we were. So I understand that part as well.
And well, sorry to Raider fans out there watching that, because well, that's probably pretty excruciating to watch. But I mean, as Jayden Daniels led the Commanders to their first 12-win season in over 30 years, the hype began to build in DC, and Davante Adams' plea to the Raiders looked ingenious. With the prospect of a return to glory seeming more real than ever, Joe Theismann, who won Super Bowl 17 in Washington, explained Daniels' impact on the organization through his play on the field.
The fans are, just like I said, they're so excited about what's going on in this city. And we have one of the most exciting players in the National Football League in Jayden Daniels. Obviously, I think he's a runaway choice for Rookie of the Year, but I keep saying, why not let him be considered for an MVP as well? He's had that kind of year.
Do you think he's had that kind of year, Joe?
He has. I mean, it's really, if you look at the 4 last games, he's made plays in every one of them that have made a difference. If you were to write down 10 things you want in a quarterback, Michael, he checks every box. And I'm excited for him. He's a great kid, too. You know, and just he always has a smile on his face. It's like late in the Tampa game, he has to, they bring Marcus Mariota in, and he goes in motion, and they don't jump off sides, and he's just standing there visiting with the defensive back. And then when the defensive back leaves, he's sort of visiting with the defensive line at Tampa. It's like, he's impervious to what's going on. And I love that nature about him.
I mean, when it comes to his positive impact on the franchise, few people can articulate it better than the Commanders' minority owner in Magic Johnson.
Joy, he's just turned the Commanders franchise around, right? We were not selling out before this young man showed up. He's broken so many records. But also, he's a good dude. He's a good young man and good for the National Football League, but also good for other young players coming up behind them to say, that's how I should conduct myself as a young man. And first one to the building, last one to leave. He's putting in the work. The veterans have rallied around him and support him because this dude is so unselfish. He actually, never gives himself credit. He always credits somebody else.
And now, yes, I know while he might not be an NFL legend, the dude is still an NBA legend, and I'm sure he can identify just athletic talent when he sees it. Like, success in sports management, that's a universal language. And I mean, seeing what Jayden Daniels is doing right now, I think it's safe to say that the tide has turned for the Commanders. However, the last time a Heisman-winning quarterback was selected second overall by the team in Washington, things didn't really go as planned. Many fans worried that Jayden Daniels would fall into a similar trap as Robert Griffin III, but RG3 broke down why the rookie is on a completely different trajectory.
The caveat to that, or should I say the example off of that, was how well Washington was built. New head coach, new GM, new ownership, new offensive coordinator that knew how to utilize a mobile, dual threat, triple threat quarterback like Jayden Daniels, and veteran leadership on the team, bringing in Bobby Wagner, having Austin Eckler in the running back room, Brian Robinson being a bulldozing ram, having Scary Terry at wide receiver. All of those things made Washington's situation so much better. And when you look at my situation when I came out as a rookie, I was with an owner in Dan Snyder and a head coach in Mike Shanahan who were feuding. I did not know that at the time. I was just a young 22-year-old kid. But there was not the uniformity throughout the organization that Washington has now.
I mean, hell, even Peyton Manning has similarly praised the structure around Daniels for helping him outperform expectations.
He's been awesome. He and Kingsbury, once again, kind of an early connection. Sometimes it can take a minute for a quarterback and a coordinator to get on the same page. I think Washington was very adamant about drafting Jayden Daniels. Adam Peters used to be in Denver. I could just tell early on that is who they wanted. That's who they coveted. They got him. And you can just tell Jayden and Cliff kind of hit the ground running. I think the system just fit Jayden. You could tell he picked it up fast. He was playing fast, as a quarterback, Kevin, playing fast, not having to think about, okay, where is my second? I remember my rookie year, like I was just praying that the first read was going to be open because I wasn't sure where the second and third reads were. And that's a bad feeling as a quarterback. You can tell Jayden he's got it. He knows it. And that's a credit to Kingsbury for creating a system that works for the quarterback. It's a credit to Jayden for studying and picking it up. And he is fun to watch. He's just as kind of calm and collected in the fourth quarter as he is in pregame warmups. And that's a great quality for a quarterback, especially a rookie.
And I think what truly just sets him apart from his other rookies is just how composed this dude is. And that even comes from one of the greatest quarterbacks of the 2000s in Drew Brees. Drew Brees recognized Daniels' poise as playing a crucial part in the Commanders' postseason run in 2024.
Like a guy like Jayden Daniels to me comes across as somebody, especially just watching the way that he's progressed and especially played down the stretch. Like this dude plays loose. This guy looks like he's having fun. Like he's just playing ball in the backyard. I don't think he really knows any better. and he's just having fun. And it looks like the team is feeding off of that as well.
And it's not only his fellow signal callers that have given him so much praise either, but it's also defensive superstars or former superstars that are talking about how much Jayden Daniels can affect a game. 7-time All-Pro linebacker Luke Kuechly detailed the difficulty with containing a guy like Jayden Daniels on the Up and Adams show.
His ability to just run away from angles, I don't think guys understand how fast he is. And I think that's the big equalizer. Is obviously he's great throwing the football, but his ability as a runner is what separates him. And I think it's, I always thought about this with quarterbacks. These quarterbacks that don't run 40s at the combine, you never really know how fast they are until you get out there on the field with them. And it's a scary thing. Is he 4.6 or is he 4.4? And I think he's closer to a 4.4 guy. And for his ability to sit back there in the pocket and deliver from the pocket with a lot of success, and then when the play breaks down, he has the confidence in his legs and his athletic ability to go make something happen. He had that big fourth quarter or that big fourth down run that extended to got him within one score. And then he had a big conversion there on the last drive of the game where they went up. So he's so dynamic with the ball in his hands. And I think that's the big equalizer. When he's able to break the pocket and scramble, it's difficult to get him on the ground.
And now look, if one of the greatest linebackers of all time and who was always a student of the game even describes you as being tough to stop or would have difficulty stopping you when he was playing, then I think you're certainly doing something right here. Former Legion of Boom member Richard Sherman has also paid Daniels some respect on his podcast.
I think Jayden Daniels is special, and I'm sure the Philadelphia Eagles are really concerned about all the things that he can do because they believe they can win, and they know they can win.
Even the Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe agreed that the Commanders' confidence they have that they can win any game starts with their rookie under center.
When you have a player like a Jayden Daniels at that position, which is the quarterback position, everybody believes in him. The offensive line blocks a little harder. Guys run a little harder. Guys make tougher and tougher catches for you because they believe. So, hey, I can't let this guy down. I believe in him. The whole team. Now the defense like, hey, let's get him the ball back. Now all of a sudden it seems like the ball has a magnet in it and it's distracted to the other side of the football.
That's coming from a guy who spent 9 seasons catching passes from one of the all-time greats in John Elway with 2 Super Bowl rings to show for it. This kind of analysis speaks volumes about Daniels' leadership at just 24 years old. Even Shannon Sharpe's Nightcap podcast co-host Chad Ochocinco Johnson feels that Washington already has their next future franchise quarterback.
And Chad, when I say Jayden Daniels, you say
franchise quarterback. A quarterback that makes great decisions with the ball. He's the reason he changed that entire franchise around in less than a year. Similar to how we talked about C.J. Stroud in his rookie year with the Houston Texans, that's what Jayden Daniels has done for the Commanders this year. His decision-making, his ability to throw all the balls and use his legs when he has to. He's a throw first and run second type quarterback, and he's done wonders for that franchise.
Hall of Fame head coach Jimmy Johnson was similarly impressed by Daniels' dependability down the stretch in a thrilling divisional round victory over the 1-seeded Lions.
If you've got a rookie quarterback, it doesn't seem like you're going to trust him in those situations. But even at the end of the game, when they're trying to protect the lead, they're still throwing the football. They're still running their offense, and you're doing it with a rookie quarterback. It's really amazing how good Jayden Daniels is.
Even if Jimmy Johnson can't truly wrap his head around the rookie's performances, Commander fans certainly can. They have an absolute gem on their hands who is only 1 win away from bringing them to their first Super Bowl since 1992. And after seeing how many greats have co-signed him, it's hard not to think that the California kid is the real deal. And if you want to see exactly what NFL players think about his teammate Scary Terry McLaurin, then click this video right here.